So good day, I'm Cadet Jomari Hugarap and I'm about to share some of what I've learned from the topics from week 1 to week 4 of the meteorology subject. So let's start from week 1 of the finals. So the topics of the week 1 that we tackled about mostly to the is true, ridge, and cools or voids. So because between the convergence of the pressure system or the surface synoptic or prognostic chart, and I've learned that the terms in the generals like cruise are elongated extension of areas of low pressure, so they bring similar weather to that associated with depression. So while ridge are elongated extension of areas of high pressure that bring similar weather to that associated with anticyclone. So for cool, it can be identified as an area of slack pressure between two anticyclone and two depression. So these different terms has a relation to each other, mostly to the weather. So in relation to this topic, they are also connected to synoptic chart, which is any map that summarizes atmospheric conditions, so the temperature, precipitation, wind speed, the wind speed and direction, the atmospheric pressure, and the cloud coverage. So over a wide area at that given time, additional information about the week 1 topic is that I've learned that convergent lines are bands of clouds and rains formed which when winds from two directions collide. So by their nature, convergent lines can lead to persistent wet conditions and high rainfall total over a single area and sometimes leading to flooding. So now let's proceed to second week of the finals. So in this week, I've learned how to use the ship's code and decode book to interpret the ship's full report. So the weather map and its symbol are designed to convey a lot of weather information quickly and without using a lot of terms. So climate symbols are the language of temperature, just as equation are the language of mathematics. So anyone looking at the map should be able to interpret the same information. So there are liners, tankers, container ships, trams, fishing boats, supply vessel, oil platforms, dedicated forecasting ship, automated boats and lighthouse, and all types of vessel reporting the new weather form of sea. So their findings add to the vast volume of satellite weather data collection. Indeed, the biggest task for the forecaster is to sort out all the available data. So without computer, they will be that will be impossible. So the government of many countries, including the United Kingdom, have developed codes through the World Meteorological Organization to unify all meteorological messages sent to or from shipping as noted above. So next is in the week 3 of the finals. So I've learned on how weather observation at the ship can be used to improve the forecast. The forecast derived from synoptic and prognostic charts. So the topic is very important to one's knowledge that can be used for day-to-day living or even in your career. Because accurate weather forecasts are very important for sailors or for us maritimes or seafarers. So their predictions determine whether we set off on a passage or wait for a better weather. So this information is used to pick a safe anchorage in which to shelter from a storm or to identify a nice day to go or uh, to go for a cruise with friends. So also the forecast used current weather observation from all over the globe and then run that collect data through computer generated models to estimate what is going to happen in the future. But within the technology, right on board, seafarers have available a number of documents and maps able to provide meteorological information referred for practicing a safe navigation. So, how they manage to collect and manage information depends to a large extent of the experience they have gained. Realizing some proper correlation between data obtained from direct observation or from real data analysis can get an overview in the future evolution of weather conditions, and they can establish a convenient route accordingly. So it is therefore important to know what resources are available to inform about the weather and the way in which they can cooperate conveniently. So now let's go to the last topic on the week, in the fourth week of the final. So let's talk about that. About the different international name of the typhoon and hurricanes from the local names. And about this topic, I've learned that tropical cyclone can last for a week or more. Therefore, they can be more than that one cyclone at a time. So, weather forecaster give each tropical cyclone a name to avoid confusion. So, in general, tropical cyclones are named according to the rules at regional level. In the Atlantic and in the southern hemisphere, or the Indian Ocean and the South Pacific, tropical cyclones receive names in alphabetical order, and women and men's name are alternated. So nations in the northern Indian began using the new system for naming tropical cyclones in 2000. So the names are listed alphabetically, country-wise, and the neutral gender-wise. The common rule is that the name list is proposed by the National Meteorological and Hydrological Services, or the NMHSS, of whom members of the specific region, and provide by the respective tropical cyclone regional bodies. So and that annual biannual session, the practice of naming storm or the tropical cyclones began years ago in order to help in the quick identification of the storms in warning messages, because names are presumed to be far easier to remember than numbers and technical terms. So many agree that appending names to storms make it easier for the media to report on tropical cyclones. So heightens interest in warning and increased community preparedness. Upon the topic, I've also learned that there are infamous storms such as the Mangkut in the Philippines in the year 2018, and then the Haiyan also in the Philippines in the 2013, Sandy in the USA 2012, the Katrina also in the USA in 2005, and the Tracy or Darwin in the 1974. Because this brought up upon a great tragedy to humankind, it is important to note that tropical cyclones or typhoons have not named after any particular person. The names selected to those that are familiar to the people in the region. So storms are named for people to easily understand and remember the tropical cyclone, hurricane, typhoon in their region. And that's all. Thank you.